Hi guys, Big Lou here. So listen, how would you like $50,000 to go buy a house? 50K, yes, the state is giving away $50,000 for qualified individuals to go buy a house, okay? So here's the deal. You may have heard of it already. It's called the MassDREAMS Grant Program. That's right, it's a grant. You don't have to pay this money back. They're giving it to you, okay? Now, what do you do to qualify for this program? Well, number one, this program was designed to help individuals that were living in cities that were disproportionately affected by COVID, to give them some assistance so that if they want to go buy a property and achieve home ownership, here you go. So it's a grant, okay? So what are the rules? Number one, you have to live or reside in one of these communities that were disproportionately affected by COVID. If you're in Central Mass, there are three cities that qualify: Worcester, Leominster, and Fitchburg. Okay. If you're outside of Central Mass, there's a whole bunch of other cities. I'll leave the link, the list of it below, so you'll see all the cities that, as long as you reside there, you'll qualify for the program. Kinda, right? You're step one into the program. Number two, you don't have to buy in those communities. You can buy anywhere in the state. You just have to reside in one of those communities. Now, it's a grant program. You don't have to pay the money back. Now, in order, the financing piece of it, right? You have to qualify for MassHousing financing. If you're an FHA borrower, that's not going to work. FHA allows for a higher income to debt ratio, which means they'll let you use more of your income to pay off debt or to go toward the house. MassHousing doesn't like that. They want to make sure that you buy a house, you're not going to be house poor, right? So you have to qualify for MassHousing financing, and typically, as far as credit score, that's usually around 640. So you have a 640 credit score, or you're right there, you probably can get qualified for MassHousing, okay? Now, you can buy condos, single families, 2 families, 3 families, and 4 families with this program, which is amazing. So if you're thinking about a multifamily property, this might be the way to go, because technically you can buy no money down. So what can you use the 50K for? You can use it to put up to 5% toward your down payment. You can also use it to pay for your closing costs. So instead of rolling in closing costs, it's paid for. If you want to buy points, you can buy points. And if you don't know what points are, points help reduce the interest rate. So where rates have kind of gone up, hey, you can buy down the rate. Why not? It's not your money. It's a grant. You're not going to pay it back, so might as well, right? So you have that ability. Now, there are income limitations. So your income has to meet wherever your city is, right? There's going to be an average median income that's going to be the guideline. So for instance, for Worcester, right now, I believe our average median income is $107,000, which means that for the folks, for the people that are going to buy a property, everyone that's going to be residing in that property, right? Their income can't exceed 107. Well, it can, but typically 107, right? So if you make under 107,000 and you're in Worcester, then you qualify up to the $50,000 in grant money, okay? Now, if you're a little bit over 107, they're giving you some flexibility. If you go up to 135% of the average median income, so that brings us to like 137 or something like that for Worcester. So if you're in that ballpark, well, guess what? Instead of 50,000, they're going to give you 35,000 that you can qualify up to, okay? So again, it all depends on what you're buying, because if you don't, if the whole 35 or the whole 50 isn't going to cover it, then they're not going to give it to you. They're not going to give you free money. They're going to give you what you need in order to buy the property. But you're able now to buy a property literally with none of your money and all of the state's money. So this is a phenomenal program. Now, reach out to your lender. Your lender should be able to offer the MassHousing program, this MassDREAMS. If they don't, and you need to find a lender that does MassHousing, reach out to me. I'll get you in touch with my lender. I'm here locally. He does MassHousing, and they are ready for this program. My phone has literally been blowing up. It just got launched on Monday, and people are going nuts over it, okay? How do you apply for it? So simply, as long as you qualify for MassHousing, once you find a property, you write up an offer. When the offer gets accepted, your lender will actually put the paperwork through with MassHousing, and they're guaranteeing that they're going to have the money in time to cover your closing costs and your down payment within that 30-day window. So, you won't have any issues or delays. Okay, so great program. Take advantage of it. If you have questions, let me know. Again, I'll leave all the cities below. So remember, if you live in one of these cities, this program is for you. You don't have to buy in the city. You can buy anywhere in Massachusetts. You just have to live in one of those cities and then make sure you fit into the other criteria. Okay? Well, I hope you found this helpful. I know it's helpful for me. I'm looking like, hey, can I go buy one of these houses? We'll see what happens, right? Free money is good. If it's free, it's for me. That's how it works, right? So hopefully this was helpful for you. Again, any questions, reach out. Until next time.